There it go.
Yo, what up? What's going on in Sixers podcast land? Philadelphia Sports, Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast is here for your listening pleasure. What a game so far. We actually got a good game going on right now between Golden State and Lakers, but we could talk about that in detail. I know y'all want to talk about that game too. But let's get on to the real game at hand. The Sixers defeat the defending champs 118 to 114. There was some big time balling going on. Before I even start, I gave this dude so much flack and so much venom and vitriol. I gotta give him his just due, at least for this game. The bull Caleb Martin came to play today. Caleb Martin played like Wayne says he been playing for Miami in the playoffs and all that kind of stuff, hitting these big time shots. Caleb Martin had 23 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He was 8 for 11 from the field, 7 for 9 from 3. That was incredible. He was active. He hit his open shots, even some shots with people hands in his face and all that kind of stuff. He knocked him down, so I got to give him credit. But the most credit goes to Maxey. He's our superstar. Tyrese Maxey he's officially and unofficially have taken over the leadership role of this team. I know we got B fans, everybody B fans and all that, but at this point, he's the leader because he plays the most out of any player probably on the Sixers. And I'll say this, he plays the most out of any top tier player on the Sixers. And the 2 nights in a row, he's been fantastic. 33 points, 4 rebounds, 12 assists, 3 steals, and a block. 12 for 23, 52% from the field, 3 for 9 from 3, 33%. That's okay. But what a game from Tyrese Maxey to really power the Sixers to this victory. With some help from him, Joel Embiid had a solid game. And I'm going to let y'all talk, but I'm going to come back on what I see the roles as filling out. But what's y'all thoughts on the game?
I think that most of the things we see is if we have a full team, because even if Joel Embiid is off, he still draws attention. Caleb Martin's shot is so slow that he has to be almost wide open in order. It's like he goes up and then it's like an extra flick at the end. So a lot of the ones he was hitting tonight was like wide open. It's like they was looking at him, daring him to shoot it. And when he was wide open like that, he was knocking them down. So I'm looking at that. Yabusele, you know what I'm saying? Yabu had big game too, banging them threes. I honestly, I look at Paul George is still a concern. Paul George looks like he don't know how to fit in. It just looks awkward when he's out there. It looks awkward when he's out there. And I don't know if that's about him being done. I know he shot horrible. What he shoot?
4 for 15, 26% from the field. 0 for 7 from 3.
Yeah.
So Max is playing against Celtics.
But the one thing I will say about, and this is what I say about this roster, I do think that the Sixers was trying to build a roster to go against Boston, because I think everybody feels like Boston. And when I look at this roster, when you got Oubre and you got PG and you got Martin, and even with Reggie Jackson, you got all these guys that can defend wing players, which is what they could do. And you see that they made it a little difficult on Jalen and Tatum at certain points in the game. So I do see, I really, in this small sampling, because it was only one game, but you could kind of see where this roster is kind of built to compete with Boston, like thinking that Boston is their team. Now, considering the fact that Cleveland might be the team you got to be, you got to see how you match up against them.
I agree. I was about to say that.
But that being said, man, listen, the Sixers are 7-3 in their last 10. They're now like three games out of the number 7 spot, something like that. Like they are, a nice little win streak away from being right back in the mix. So, we're going to see what happens. The more they play together, hopefully we don't got any back-to-back games coming up until I think in January, like end of January or something. I think we go through a nice stretch where there's no back-to-back nights. So we should get to see all 3 of our stars on the court, our perceived stars on the court, and see them get some continuity.
Mm-hmm. All right. This is the game that I wanted from Tyrese Maxey. Remember, I was a little frustrated. I was like, taking 30, 35 shots. just too much. It was like selfishness in his game that I just didn't like. Well, today he gave me exactly what I wanted. He gave me 23 field goals he took. Made 12 of them. Like he's 3 for 9 from field 3-point line, doesn't matter. He had 12 assists. That was huge. He was so clutch. But look how important his minutes were when he was on the floor. He was a +7. But then you had Caleb Martin was a +8. And then you had Yabusele. We gotta give him a lot of credit to that young boy. He came in there and he's been balling for us. He's been really consistent, hitting his jump shot. He was a +18 tonight.
Offense and defense for Yabusele.
Yep. And Kyle Lowry, we've been hating on him a little bit every once in a while, but he was a +20. And even Jackson, he was a +11. But my concern, I think, we all were concerned about Paul George. I'm looking at Paul George and Joel Embiid. They both one was a -16, the other was a -18. I appreciate that Joel was able, even though he tripped and fell in the pregame. I know he did that on purpose, but I know Joel. Joel's not slick. He saw where the rope was at. He flipped out, but
he didn't trip over the rope. He stepped on the security guard's foot.
Yeah, he that was all playing out. But listen,
it was playing for him to step back on the security guard's foot. Now, okay.
He did on purpose. But what I will say is, down the stretch, the big times, like when we needed the ball and we needed points, Caleb Martin came through, Tyrese Maxey came through. Them two were very clutch for us, and we needed that. I loved it. If we can get this. Every time I try to go away, every time I try to leave, they pull me back in.
Listen, I agree. What's up, everybody? I see a lot of people giving the shout outs, man. Thank y'all for joining the show. Brock, Dylan, Phil, Jamar, all y'all cats, man. What's up? Shout out to y'all. Listen, somebody who's trying to get Paul George out. There you go. Phil Evans. He said Paul George is 4 for 8 with 8 points at halftime, and then he fell apart in the second half. But okay, all right. So what are you saying? So you saying that are you liking what you're seeing from Paul George as a whole body of work? I'm irritated. Me personally, I'm irritated what I'm seeing. I said this a couple last week or the week before. He has too many up and down games, bro. Like it's way too many up and down games. And it's not even about the scoring. To me, it's about the bad shooting. The shooting has been egregious. If you score 15 points and you shoot 45, 50% from the field, 38, 40% from three. All right. And you give me 10 boards and you drop some. All right, that's cool. Because I know at any given moment you might be able to, take control when necessary. The way Paul George been playing, he been playing like trash, bro. He been playing nowhere near to what we thought we was going to get. We wanted to upgrade from Toby. These are Toby numbers he's giving us. And at some point, it's almost getting worse. It's almost getting worse than what Tobias was giving us. So it's like, yo, if we want this upgrade, we want to challenge Golden State. I mean, not Golden State. We want to challenge Cleveland and Boston. Even the other night against Cleveland, if he'd have gave us more against Cleveland, the game would have been more competitive. That's when the games B didn't play. He played the back-to-back. B didn't play. So I'm like, all right, bet we got Maxey, PG, Yaba, and let's PG go to work. Wrong. He didn't. So it's starting to get a little irritating with Paul George, man. I do agree with Tim, though. Yabusele and Wayne. Yabusele had a great game. He's been playing well. He actually played very good defense against the Bull from San Antonio. What's his name? Wembanyama. He actually played very good against Wembanyama. We see how Wembanyama could go off. He went off today against the Knicks like 40-something points. But Yaba actually played, to be so undersized, he actually played him very well when he had to underneath the basket and kind of kept him out. Because one thing that to Wemby's disadvantage, he liked in the hunch. So Yaba get all, Yaba one of them overly strong African boys. He could get, get that weight on him, push him out the paint. And his energy is crazy. I do agree with you. DSS. I'm gonna call you DSS. He did. He comes with a lot of energy. So that's what we needed. This is what we need. But Paul George, bro, you gotta do better, man. I do like the rhythm of Maxey first, B second. I honestly think that's where we need to go because, and I say that not against a knock on B, but for the simple fact that B's not going to be around much. So this team has to be familiar with Maxey being the leader with or without Joel Embiid on the court. So this to me is a perfect how I want to see it. Maxey 33, B 27, Caleb or Paul George should be giving you that now, because now it's looking like Paul George is swapping with Caleb for this number 3 spot, or him. Is Caleb, Paul George, or Yaba?
It's one game.
No,
game.
What you mean about
this is the first game Caleb Martin had that was good. This is his only game.
I agree, but at this point, we're gonna have to
can't really say swiping.
We're gonna have to hope that that's what happens, because clearly Paul George ain't gonna consistently give us 20 points a night. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. So we got to look for the point from either Yaba or Caleb.
Well, I agree that Maxey's not only Maxey's the leader and vocal too. If you hear, you see Maxey got a stronger voice now, where he's mic'd up and you hear him talking to the guys and barking out commands and stuff like that, which he should be. And B's not built to be a leader. But I know we talking about the plus minus, but let's not act like B stunk it up. He had 27 points and he shot 53% from the floor, 8 for 15, and 4 for 5 from 3. So it wasn't like he stunk it up. You know what I'm saying?
He was falling apart at the end of that game, though. He was falling. He was doing his typical Embiid routine.
Now I do agree. In the third quarter, when he started, all of a sudden he started trying to do these step back jumpers, and like, what the heck is you doing? And then him and Maxey both tried to get the game away at the end with the turnovers. Maxey had back-to-back turnovers, and then Embiid had back-to-back turnovers. He walked Boston into the game.
But that was Embiid. What you saw was what Embiid does.
You saying that was Embiid, but Maxey turned the ball. I seen this coming. I don't know why Maxey does this, and it might just be the way Boston plays defense. It's like the dude Pritchard gets up and presses him when he gets to the half court line, and then Maxey does this thing like where he walks that line. He do that too much. And that when he finally went back court, I was like, I seen this coming a while ago, because that's the way that they play him. But I mean, that being said, they still turned it up and they finished it off. They hit the free throws down the stretch, which is one of the things that we've been used to this team doing. And it was a good win to hold off and win.
It was. But somebody need to talk to Joel. I don't want him late in the game trying to take the ball and inbound and then try to dribble the ball up the court. Those are turnovers that happens all the time. The guards need to stay back, inbound the ball, and take the ball and dribble up and get past that the free throw, the half court. This Joel can't do it. It's not your 7'1" center shouldn't be dribbling the ball up at that point in the game.
Absolutely.
So Joker shouldn't dribble the ball up court either.
Okay, Joel shouldn't be doing it. Okay.
Even Joker, he don't really dribble. Joker kind of give it up and then get it back at the top of the key for the most part. He don't consistently.
I think the problem was Joel Embiid's lack of b-ball IQ. He was expecting them to foul him early on. That's why he came and got it, thinking he's gonna get fouled and get free throws. And when they didn't, then it was like, oh, let me dribble up court, and got all goofy and turned it over.
Crazy thing is, Joel is a basketball as a liability connoisseur.
Can I get in real quick?
Go ahead.
We actually encourage you to be on time, but go ahead.
Don't do that. We know why you're late. Don't do that.
Talking about this Joel Embiid thing, but Caleb Martin had the game of his life.
He did.
I think that was the best game he ever played in
Period.
Whole basketball career.
I agree.
He only missed 2 shots, 23 points, 2 assists, a steal. He could have did a little 3 rebounds, no turnovers. I don't know if this is the Caleb Martin we're going to get every night in the playoffs. I know Wayne keeps screaming this playoff Caleb. Maybe. Well, he did make his living off of playing against Boston.
Yeah, I'm about to say maybe it's just the Boston thing.
Something happens when he plays against Boston where he just turns into something different. He turned into Ray Allen or something when he played against Boston. He had the game of his life. Maxey too, man. I kind of agree with Ephraim. I heard Ephraim say earlier if I jumped on that. I do agree. And we talked about this before. Remember when I said when B comes back, we can't try to change the offense. I said that first, and Ephraim trying to steal my thunder. I said we can't. Huh?
I'm sitting the boy Justin Mueller hating on me. It's cool though.
We can't change the offense to run through B. We got to keep it like we keep it. Running through Maxey. PG stunk tonight too. But Maxey went off tonight. Boston wasn't fully stocked. I would like to see what he does against Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday is one of the best defenders in the league as far as a guard is concerned. But Maxey went off tonight. It's a Maxey show, man. All credit to Maxey.
Boston, one of the better defensive team. Ain't the boy White one of the best defenders in the league? I know he cooked the young boy Pritchard a lot when they had Pritchard on him, but I mean he was getting past White. Maxey X factor speed. Holiday, as good a defender he is, he can't stay in front of it. Can't nobody stand in front of him.
Holiday's a better defender than White, though.
He is, but he getting old. He still can't stay in front of Maxey. When Maxey get to going downhill, he got to be one of the fastest players in the NBA with the ball in his hands. So
shout out to Maxey too for mixing some. You saw a couple middies that he shot up in there and everything else.
Middies. I was like,
yeah, I mean.
Okay, Phil, we'll see. I'm telling you, Maxey, the thing I like about Maxey, he's like KD. All he really do is play ball, and you see him with a little shorty every now and then. But for the most part, he's focused, he locked in on the ball. And he's shooting his floater, like Wayne said, his mid-range game. He could work you with either right or left hand. The three-point shot is starting to fall back again a little bit more consistently. It's the lowest it's ever been in his career so far where it's at. And I only see it going up. I'm telling y'all, Maxey is now, I don't care what you say, Phil, he's the leader. He is the leader. And it's not, again, I'm not saying he's a completely better player than Joel, but it has to be this way because of Joel's lack of availability. And it has to be this way because Phil Evans, your boy Paul George, who you loving so much, ain't doing what he need to do. He's coming in weak. He's coming in as a pretty much playing like a third option. He ain't even playing like a second option right now when Embiid ain't there. When Embiid ain't there, he's still playing like a third option. So Maxey has to take over. It is what it is. So I'm liking when I see these last two games, he's been playing extraordinary basketball pretty much like the last week. And I think it's going to continue. He's getting his
But I do like the fact that Embiid coming back though, because Maxey, to me, he struggled early on because all his focus and attention was on him. Like for real. When you got Embiid in there, and even Paul George still could handle the rock. He started out
in the game tonight, or in the
what'd you say? In the season. In the season.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about Maxey early in the season. I think a lot of that had to do with not being able to have as much spacing because we could say what we want about Embiid. Embiid takes up space and occupies the defenders. Not saying that Maxey can't still get a basket, but it's a whole lot easier when you got that gravitational pull of Embiid in there where guys
he had nobody though. He didn't have Embiid or Paul George.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So I look for, like, to Ephraim's point when he was talking about the 3-point, like Maxey's three being like the lowest in his career. I think all those numbers will go up, now that he doesn't have to press as much if the other guys are playing.
I think his numbers going to go up just because I think he's getting comfortable in the role that he's in. I think this is his first time he has to be that guy. So I'm not saying B is not important to help him out because everybody needs help. But I think even with B absent, the Maxey you saw Monday without Joel Embiid and all that. I mean, but not Monday. What game was that? What's the last time? I can't even remember what it was. But that Maxey that you see when Joel ain't playing, how he's still been pretty consistent. I think that's the Maxey you're going to see going forward. I think he's finally starting to get comfortable and play smart. Because it's not about. I think in his mind it was about taking shots and just being aggressive and all that kind of stuff. But to Tim's point, it wasn't just about taking shots. It was about picking your spots during the game, but also getting your teammates involved. And I see a lot more of that maturation process. So that's right. It was Monday, Phil. Yeah. So him playing like that, I think you're going to see that Maxey going forward more. That's what I think you're going to see. Yeah, it was a Monday game against San Antonio.
Yeah, but you still got to have the other players playing well. Maxey's not getting 12 assists if the other guys is breaking. You know what I'm saying? You had B shot a good percentage, and you muted Tim.
Tim, you muted.
B shot a good percentage. Caleb Martin shot a good percentage. Yabu shot a good percentage. So you get those assists when guys actually make shots, and the other guys was making shots. So,
but he wasn't even getting past. He wasn't even past him.
He wasn't looking to get guys shots.
Today he was. There was a concerted effort to get that
Monday
ball
too. Monday he looked. Was it almost a triple double Monday?
I'm not sure the stats for Monday, but I
remember we talked about Monday. He had 10 assists and 8 rebounds or something, or 8 rebounds and 10 assists. It was either.
Yeah, I'm not. This not a day to be hating on nobody. I'm not hating on Joel. What I am saying is the boy Al Horford shot 10 3-pointers in this game because nobody was out there sticking him. Is that an issue? Did you defensively? Because a lot of teams out there shooting, their big men shoot a lot of threes. Al Horford was like, that's all. I don't even think he took any regular shots. Like
he's starting to get carried away with the three. I think Al Horford.
He was 50%. He was 50%.
I mean, that's good, but I just think he's starting to jack a lot. But
he
always do against us, though.
But the reason why he was jacking because no one is out there sticking him.
Yeah, but you saying that Embiid wasn't always the one sticking him either. They switched up and had other guys on him. He just shot from out there.
Ain't nobody was on him. Somebody rotated to him because Embiid wasn't out there.
They had yes, because if you got one shot blocker, you do want him near the paint. So you should draw up your defenses where somebody else is out there around them.
Yeah, but the league nowadays, everybody can shoot the three. Boston, everybody on Boston team can shoot the three. Well,
yeah, they take like 50 of them a game. How many take the day?
They take 50 a game. So, yeah, you got to figure that out. He can't. It's nobody that B's going to be able to sag off on playing against Boston. It is what it is.
Yeah,
I kind of agree with John comment. John Adams posted a comment. You all agree with that? He said he think the days of dominant Embiid are over. He said, I think the days of dominant Embiid on both ends of the floor is over. He got to pick and choose even more when he puts out defensive energy. Y'all agree with that?
I don't necessarily agree with that.
I agree with that 100%. Let me post it again just to make sure y'all read it.
Yeah, I actually don't necessarily agree with that.
Why don't you agree with that?
Well, for one, he's still walking around with their bulky knee brace. So unless that's a forever thing now.
It is.
If that's a forever thing, then I agree. But if it's not, and if it is something that's going to get better, then I don't. I think I still think that he was dominant offensively today.
Was he dominant defensively?
I don't know, but he came up with a clutch blocker then.
Nah, his defense is a little. He's not. I agree with John. I don't think he's dominant. I'm not saying he can't have performances or plays of dominance here and there, but being consistently dominant on both ends of the floor, I do agree with John. Unless that knee miraculously heals up, I think them days is over.
I don't think he played terrible at all. I think he had some good moments in the game. I just when I saw Al Horford, he had a lot of wide open shots. And to me, it was based off of the defense that was being played by Joel. So
Joel Embiid's knee. We got to understand this about Joel Embiid's brace. His knee is degenerative. So the brace is never coming off. He wears it when he sleeps. I heard the brace is now a part of it.
It's fused onto his skin like the Terminator. That's robot brace Joel. That's
the only time you'll see Joel Embiid without that brace on. Is if he's in the pool or something like that. Other than that,
one thing I will say though, we got the wings that we were missing. Like I thought Oubre, he didn't score a lot, but I thought he played well on Jaylen Brown and Tatum because his height.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And even with Paul George is a 6'8" wing, so he was able to kind of do things defensively, helping out because we was missing this last year. So then with Paul George and Oubre, we found, and then with Caleb Martin, we actually got wings to match up with Boston. So that's a good thing. I couldn't say that Morey did something right as far as that goes.
Let me ask you this.
I'm glad you agreed with my point that I made earlier. Yeah, I'm glad.
I'm glad
you agreed with the point I made earlier.
I didn't. I'm sorry. My bad if you made that point.
I know everybody all high now with this after this win with Boston. But now, do y'all feel different about this team? Y'all feel we got a legitimate chance to make a run, or y'all still feeling the same way y'all felt last week?
I mean, they won 7 out of. In fact, it might be
8 out of 11.
I mean, they won. They're 7-3 out of their last 10.
They 8 out of the last 11.
That's even better.
Yeah,
or about the same. So.
No, it's better. It's better.
Okay. I mean, I am feeling a little better. I mean, again, Paul George is upsetting me greatly. I think if he can get to if he could get to averaging when Embiid is not there, give me 20 points, 22 points a game, Give me 8, 10 rebounds a game. Somewhere, and shoot a solid percentage. 45 to 50%. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for nothing fantastic. If he can do that, I feel a lot better. I'm concerned with how bad he's playing. I am. And that's going to cost us games. Fortunately, it didn't. It would have cost us today if Caleb Martin, like Ethan said, had the game of his career. If he didn't have the game they had, he shot 7 for 9 from 3. If he don't shoot that, if he shoots 4 for 9, we lose that game. We lose the game because Paul George played so bad. So we only go as far as Paul George is going to help us go when he comes and plays well. If he plays well, we have a chance. If we don't, we're going to lose to them top tier teams.
I agree with that.
I mean, he didn't play well today. We won.
And why did I just say that? The only why we won because Caleb Martin played the game of his life. And how often is that going? How often do you expect Caleb Martin to shoot 7 for 9 from 3?
I think Paul George was controlling Caleb Martin somehow.
Handing his back, he controlling like a puppet. Like what you mean?
Listen, the way Caleb Martin played was just that was crazy. That was and the shot is because shot ain't even. He got a bad shot to him too.
You will never.
Speaking of play well, it was a lot of hate on that New York Knicks trade.
The game is a whole game, Phil.
Mikal Bridges. Do y'all feel different about that Mikal Bridges trade now? Wow. But let's get on with the Sixers.
Mikal balled out today, man. I was proud of that young boy. Philly's own Mikal Bridges, 41 points. He was going back and forth with Wemby.
Yeah, Mikal Bridges is the real deal. He a baller. I feel let's talk about this real quick. Paul George, this is his last 7-8 games. Today, 12.4 for 15. San Antonio, 19, 6 for 16.
Penn State.
Cleveland, 11.4 for 12. Charlotte, 5 points, 2 for 12. Then the other game against Charlotte, the best game probably of the year, 33 points, 13 for 20. Indiana, 5 for 12. Chicago, 12 for 12. 12 points, 6 for 13 from the field. Orlando, 21 points, 8 for 19. Come on, Phil, what are you trying to say? Feel like you keep saying he had a bad second half. No, he had a bad year so far. This is what he's doing. I'm not convinced that he's going to show up consistently from night to night. These are terrible stats for somebody who's supposed to be an upgrade for Tobias Harris. That's all I'm saying. And somebody getting paid just as much money as Tobias Harris was.
Yeah, tell him stop trying to be us. Get off the podcast. They said he played more. He did more podcasts than games he played. Get off the podcast, leave it to people like me, and go play basketball.
Okay. I'm not going to totally destroy him quite yet. This is a brand new team. He started the year off injured, so he missed like the first couple weeks of the season. It's early. Let's see. Let's have this let's revisit this in February.
That's the other thing too. I want to give the Sixers some kind of a grace because early on in the season there was a whole lot of extra. It was a whole lot going on here, like with Embiid with the suspension and shoving the reporter and injuries. Maxey was out for 6 games. Paul George was out. They went through a whole lot. Some of it self-inflicted, but even I think it even started out when Embiid came out talking that I'm not playing back to backs. It was like the whole season got started off to a bad tone. But we'll see. They got to work themselves out of this hole. And so far, it look like they're trying.
This is my thing. Why we always gotta get them a grace? Why can't Embiid just come in shape? You know what I'm saying? Why can't?
Well, we didn't give him a grace a couple weeks ago. We was ripping them all.
You said I'm gonna give him a grace. You just said we always
because
he gonna get his team a pass. Help us out. Help the fans out. I don't. Well,
they did. They 7 out of 3.
Since we ain't winning games and Embiid ain't playing, this is what we gonna do. We gonna give y'all grace. You know what? Tickets they gonna be at price now. They don't give us no grace.
They won 7 of the last 10 games. They won 7 of the last 10 games.
Come on, man. Come to work. Come to work.
They won 7 of the last 10 games.
This was a good win. This was a very good win. I'm encouraged by this win. I'm encouraged with what I saw.
I'm encouraged slightly.
Go ahead.
Seeing how Maxey was able to work with he had 2 older guys in there. They came in as supposed to be 1, 2, and 3, but he went in there and he led them today. and going up against Boston. I mean, they put that boy Peyton Pritchard on him, and he just killed him. So I was encouraged by what I saw Maxey. I even thought the coach was pretty solid. I don't like them playing 41 minutes, but I mean, as long as it's not a continuous effort, he don't do it often. But I'm okay. I'm encouraged.
I will say that play he drew up when it was 0.8 seconds on the clock, and he drew that play up for Maxey to get that layup to the hole.
That was nice.
I got to give Nick Nurse credit for that. That was
and he stumbled with the ball. I mean,
yeah, that was a great play call to get, and that was end up being a huge basket. I think it was like a minute left in the game, and we needed that basket to create some separation because Boston started coming back. That was a huge play call, and I think that ended up really probably being a determining factor in this game.
Yep.
Him calling that play and Maxey hitting that shot. But I agree. DSS, Paul George is on fraud alert. You're on fraud watch. It's no way you can tell me. And I understand Wayne Tim won the games from grace because you want to believe. I'm starting to lose hope. I'm going to give my final analysis. Remember I did with Ben Simmons when I gave my final analysis and I told y'all he will forever be garbage, and he was. I'm going to give my final analysis on Paul George sometime in January. And what I say is going to be so throughout the rest of the career, about the rest of the season with the Sixers. I'm telling y'all, it's going to happen. I'm going to give my analysis.
When I'm talking about giving grace,
he's going to be trash.
I'm not talking about giving individual players per se grace. What I'm saying is the team, like building that team continuity up and everything else, because it is still something to a team and having familiarity with each other. They don't play together. So that's what I'm saying about giving them grace of having some consistency and playing together. I agree with you. Yeah, Paul George is definitely on fraud alert, fraud watch. I agree, but I'm saying as the team goes, the same way with Maxey, how some people was ripping Maxey early, talking about Maxey gunning and this, that, and other. To me, is like he had to find that spot, that groove, because it's like they didn't come in the way that they was expecting to come in, and they kind of been scrambling and scraping.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like now they starting to get a certain footing where you can start figuring out what your rotation is going to be and everything else like that. So we'll see. They played well against Cleveland both times they played Cleveland. I don't even think B played both times. So we'll see.
This is Golden State Laker game coming down to the wires. 1 second left. 111, 110.
I might have to tune out. I might have to go dark on y'all to watch the end of it.
You just lost.
Go ahead, Ethan.
The good thing is, though, Paul George started playing back-to-backs, right? Didn't he play the last back-to-back?
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Maybe Joel Embiid needs to think about it, too. Maybe just lessen his minutes a little bit.
No, I think he already thought about it.
It's not happening.
Yeah?
It's not happening. Not with that knee
What
brace.
did he say? He thought about it and said no?
Yeah. He's not.
I mean, his minutes was down to 30 minutes tonight, which I think is fine. If they could afford to do that, and I do think that the pickups that they had, Yabusele came in here and played quality minutes. You know, I mean, the Sixers did this without Drummond. They didn't have a backup center in there.
That's true.
They didn't have a six-man.
He said Sixers got 54 games left. Can they play above 500 with the last 54 games?
Oh, absolutely.
They've been playing above 500 the last 11 games. They still
in 11th spot.
But
they started out. They was like 4-17.
Y'all about to witness greatness right here in this moment. It's 8.9 seconds left.
Going 113, 110.
Down by 3. And Curry going to show you. This is Golden State about to get it. He just hit a 3 over LeBron to put him within 1. and then they had to foul, and now Golden State. Shout out to Davon, aka Schoolboy Beats. He said, for real, we won this shorthanded. No KJ Jared Drummond. We won the shorthanded game with no KJ or Drummond. Or McCain. Yeah, we was. I mean, McCain has been an integral part of our team, and I think obviously going forward, he's going to be an integral part of our team. I can't wait to. Is there any time frame on him coming back, or we don't know what the deal is?
He's done for the year.
He's done for his. You'll see him next year.
Oh, he's done for the year. Wow, I thought he might come back in the playoffs or toward the end of the season or something. Okay, well, that's sad to hear. But yeah, Drummond was. We ain't play. Now, why didn't Ricky Council get no love this game? He was available, but.
Because Ricky Council wouldn't have worked against this team. Ricky Council is a one-way ticket on offense. He just he's a bull running through a China shop, going to the basket, and I don't think that works against Boston.
He is. I agree with that. Yeah. Well, Sixers don't play the other center. What's his name? Bala. What's the other center we got?
Bona, I think he was hurt too.
Huh?
I think he was hurt.
Yeah, he got an injury, but he's not ready for Boston yet.
You got to get him ready. You got to get players.
I mean, no KJ might have been a blessing in disguise because Caleb Martin took that spot. And
But hey, Devon, good looking out too in the super chat. Did we win shorthanded or did Boston lose shorthanded?
They lost shorthanded too because they didn't. Come on, y'all know that Drew's the real deal. And Porzingis got hurt. He only played 13 minutes, but that's
they always playing without Porzingis.
I was about to say that's nothing new.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. X-Man, he said Bono was how do you say his name? He was in uniform. Tonight. He could have played. Let's see if
Drew's a bigger miss to this team than Porzingis is, in my opinion.
Curry, pull up. Oh,
he got it.
The young boys incredible. Listen, I'll be telling y'all this, but y'all want to listen. Curry crazy. Curry crazy, man. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate the update too. Curry different animal, man. Y'all getting it live right now in person. The greatest shooter of all time is putting on a clinic. He got 17 points in the fourth quarter alone, 38 points in the game. He balled.
How much time is left?
Is it going to overtime?
It's 6.3. Now LeBron got it.
LeBron about to do his thing. Now you're going to see the greatest player of all time. Not the greatest shooter, but the greatest player of all time.
LeBron about to miss, and Brandon about to start sending texts to the group.
Curry's a different animal, man. He's special kind of cat. I love it. It's going to be, this game is going to be different when him and LeBron and KD leave. We're going to need these young boys like Ann and Wemby and Ja and all them. We're going to need them boys to step up, man. We're going to need them to step up.
NBA won today, though. I got to give it to the NBA. NBA won today.
They definitely beat the NFL today, Netflix.
As far as quality of product, they won today. They had every game pretty much.
That Knicks game, Sixers game, and this game.
That's true. Yeah, they did. It reminded us. I think it was NFL Christmas Day last year had some real good games. It was one of them, something like that. I think might have been last year. NFL had some great games on. I think for Christmas Day, or it might have been like for the first round of the playoffs. So I can't remember, but yeah, it has been some great games and some great performances by individual players. Maxey, Steph, Wemby, and in the Bull, Mikal Bridges. Who won that Knicks game anyway? San Antonio and the Knicks. Who won?
The Knicks.
The Knicks won. Right.
They show you why San Antonio record is what it is. They play well. They got a lot of pieces, but they can't seal the deal.
You know, the Bull Castle is a very good player.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they got LeBron strapped up. No!
Oh, snap. Go ahead.
Draymond, the greatest defender of all times.
Yo, Lakers won.
LeBron hit the game winner.
On Draymond.
The white boy did Austin Reeves.
Yo, they just won.
He had a layup for the game-winning shot.
They celebrated on the court going crazy. What were you saying about the Golden State?
Oh man, that hurt. On Draymond too. Yeah, he took Draymond to the cup. Look at Curry still look at the instant replay. Ain't gonna change, bro. Just back up and go on. Dang. Yeah, he hit on Dray. He had Draymond ISO 2 and 2 Draymond right to the cup.
Maybe Draymond need to leave the podcast alone and just start playing ball.
Oh, that was Wiggins. That was Wiggins. It wasn't Dre. It was Wiggins.
Oh, Wiggins, the best.
Yeah, thank you. Too. Yeah, it was Wiggins. He took Wiggins to the basket. Wow. Yeah. I'll tell you, Jamar Oliver. Yeah, Jamar Oliver called it out too. Yeah, Draymond was on Bron. They couldn't even get the ball to Bron. Dang. Oh well, good performance by the chef, but yeah, Golden State got to get it together. What they 15 and 14 now. That ain't no good. That was a good game though. At home, you can't lose that game.
Good game.
Yeah, it was good. Bron had 31. He was 12 for 22, 10 assists. Curry had 38. Curry outshined him. This is actually Curry's best performance on Christmas Day. He averaged 10 points a game on Christmas. He normally plays hard.
So
hey, look, it was working until it wasn't. Stop bringing that up. It's like, yeah, it worked until it didn't. Curry got a little mad about that. He spoke on that too. I think he said you got to start tweaking that back a little bit. So we'll see what happens.
You gotta start doing what?
He got to tweak that 12-man rotation Curry was trying to run.
Joe was a troll.
That deep bench was causing problems at first, X-Man, but now it's not. Now it's not. All right.
Time to play.
But Phil says Sixers losing. We'll go 0-3 in the next 3 games. What y'all think? Y'all agree with that?
No.
Who we play next? Utah.
I know we got some late games coming up, like a 9:30 game. So I think it is.
They started.
Yeah, this was like a road trip. This was like the first of a 6-game road trip.
Okay.
Yes, that's the other thing. Yeah, we won this on the road.
Oh, he said 3-0. My fault. He said 3-0. I thought he said 0-3. My bad, Phil. He said 6-0, 3-0.
All right, y'all. So we'll catch y'all in a couple of days. We may be up for the late games. Don't know. Shout out to Travis Hunter. It's like,
no, leave that young boy alone.
No. Ain't nobody trying to bully him. Sometimes you got to knock some sense into these young boys' head, but he still ain't gonna get it.
You not leave him alone. Leave that young boy alone.
See, y'all, you talking on that leave that young boy alone, but then if somebody don't say nothing to the young boy, then he be like, well, nobody told me that it was this way. You should. That's your job as an old head. Is you supposed to school the young boy, but evidently this is what he want, and let it go.
He already has his old heads. Now, to me, like I said, it's getting to the point where it's turning into bully.
They trying to save him.
Every time they turn around, they got a new video with this chick smutting with somebody else. Like, come on,
first of all, whoa, slow down. First of all, there's no video of her doing anything of that.
No, she just laying in the bull bed taking video.
She was a video. She shot a video. Let me finish. That's the kind of stuff you do in a video. I'm not sure how far all these allegations have actually went. So y'all saying that, but if y'all seeing it, he's seeing it. He's seen it already. Like he got old heads, he got Dion, he got Shador in them. They dropping knowledge on him. At this point, man, let the young boy live. If he find out, he gonna find out. So
I kind of agree with that.
All right, y'all. So don't forget like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell.
No, let me get in the screen. No, not this year.